Spotlight on those who served. Brought to you by Gray Bar.
Ralph Goldsticker was 20 years old, living in University City and working as a clerk when the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor in December 1941. He enlisted in the Army Aviation Cadet Corps, intending to become a pilot, despite the fact that he'd never been on a plane. Ralph says he'd seen them in movies, and they sure looked glamorous. Well, he eventually became a bombardier aboard the B-17, nicknamed the Flying Fortress. 2 of the 35 missions he flew in 1944 came on historic D-Day, June 6th. Ralph and his crew spent more than 14 hours in the air that day, dropping bombs on Sword Beach in Normandy, France, helping the Allies win arguably the most significant military battle in modern history.
I was stationed right here in the front in the plexiglass nose, and the navigator's right next to me. Then we had a pilot and a co-pilot here, and then the engineer had 2 guns in the top turret, and the ball turret operator had 2 in the lower turret. I had 2 50 caliber guns in the nose, and my duties were to arm the bombs. The bombs are not armed when we take off. We take the cotter pin out of the fuse to arm the bomb. So I do that before we go 10,000 feet and go on oxygen.
On D-Day, Ralph's crew took off from an air base in England at 2 a.m. Because of the vast number of Allied planes employed in the operation, they had to fly north to Scotland just to get in formation. Almost 5 hours after taking off, they finally approached the coast of France. Sensing the significance of the moment, Ralph tagged the pin he pulled from the first bomb he dropped on the beaches.
In fact, this is the pin from one of the first bomb I dropped on D-Day.
That's the one at 6:58 a.m.?
Yep. Pin drop from bomb leaving our ship 297222 on D-Day, June 6, 1944, RPG, time 0658.
Ralph's B-17 would take off again on mission number 2 in the afternoon. On his way to bomb German railroad lines behind the beaches, he had a clear view of the enormity of the largest amphibious military landing in history.
But that afternoon I could see the whole harbor. I mean, these thousands, I had read 7,000 ships were in the harbor, all kinds of vessels, from battleships down to landing craft and everything but canoes, I think, were in there. But we had it easy that day, but the people on the ground, a different story. I mean, they had a tough time. You did what you did.
Among the many awards and citations Ralph earned for his valor in World War II are the Legion of Honor for helping liberate France from Nazi occupation, and the one he cherishes more than the rest, the Distinguished Flying Cross. All in a day's work, Ralph would have you believe.
We aren't heroes. We all did our job. That's it. I particularly don't think myself as a hero. Never did and never will. I mean, we all did a job. That was it. I can't imagine maybe an Audie Murphy or something like that's a real hero, or Butch O'Hare, but the rest of us just doing our job, and we survived. So we aren't heroes, we're survivors.
Ralph says his D-Day missions weren't his most harrowing or even his most interesting, but their importance certainly cannot be overstated. After our interview, Ralph asked me not to make him out to be a hero. I told him I'd let you viewers decide that for yourselves. I know where I stand. Ralph will turn 98 later this month, so happy birthday, Ralph, and thank you for your service. Head to KMOV.com/spotlight and send us a note about a veteran you think we should honor. Thanks to